So, Three Black Geeks are here. TV1.
Yay.
Co-production. We're here with
Imani Hakim.
Hosea Chanchez.
and we're here to talk about I guess TV1's first action movie.
Yeah.
Down for whatever.
Thriller,
Action thriller, yes.
Yes.
Correct. Good correction on that one. Action
Big
thriller.
difference.
Yes. Down for whatever. I guess my first question for you two, considering both of y'all guys' background doing a little TV and a little bit of movies and such, was there a big difference kind of jumping into doing action thriller kind of movie?
Well, yeah, I guess so. Because, as you know, I haven't done a role like this before. So, it's high stakes, high intensity, the energy's just much different for something like this than it is coming from like a sitcom.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not. For me, I've learned that there's not a difference for me in television and film.
Okay.
It's the same basic principles and building blocks to character, story. It's just where it shows up.
Alright, so even on the action front, it wasn't nothing that was like too.
Well, I mean, no. And I had always kind of done interactive, stunt stuff myself.
Okay.
So I know it's different with females. A lot of times you guys have, your stunt women and things like that. That's not sexist, is it?
What?
No.
No,
it's
Kind of.
No, I mean,
That's not
honestly,
sexist. I wouldn't say
no,
sexist.
it's not.
Well,
That's not
observation,
stereotype. That's
Nah.
more. That's the truth.
To a point.
Yeah. I'm not confident in
I don't
that.
know.
That's the
There are
truth.
some dudes that won't crouch down when
Right.
So,
Right.
But still, like,
There are some. But anyway, so
Yeah.
why y'all trying to make an issue out of it?
No. We
Oh,
here.
God. Y'all like,
yeah, we
It's like Jose.
yeah, so I didn't know, it wasn't much of an issue transitioning into action thriller. So I've been looking forward to actually.
So did y'all do during any of the production? Did you really get to sink your teeth into being? I wouldn't say over dramatic, but what makes action movies good to me is that you get to be a little bit over the top. Was there any time where you say, "Yes, I get to be wacky about it a little bit"? Is there any times where I had to do that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Running down the street. I ran down the street so many times. Kicking in a door in the hood of the house. And it's all, like you said, kind of over the top. And
High
particularly
intensity,
playing a cop. Their lives are, in film, although their lives normally are very slow and nothing really happens for the most part. But in film and on TV, you kicking ass, man. You running, you chasing, you getting shot at, you shooting. So yeah,
It's a lot going on. It's a
Yeah.
lot.
I know for your character, I mean, you guys were basically playing just bad guys. I mean, was that something that you were just like, oh my god, I get to play somebody bad now? I get to pistol whip people.
Of course. Well, I got to shoot a gun for the first time. I've never shot a gun.
I was just about to ask that. Did you have to be trained on how to shoot a gun?
I learned right before the scene.
Okay.
Like, they were like, okay, here, go with the stunt guy. This is how you hold it. This is how you... And I was like, okay, and then we go on set. Did you learn in that moment too, or did they?
no, I've shot many of them.
Okay.
In my long career,
Well,
and being a man.
yeah, macho man. So that was my first time shooting a gun, so that was really fun. But yeah, overall, like that was completely different from anything that I've ever done. So I had a lot of fun doing it.
All running around, be like, get down.
Yeah, I got to be a bully and stuff.
It's funny that you get to do that because because CJ here told me he told me, dude, you gotta like this. That she pistol whips a guy, she gun butted somebody, and I said, you know what? As the
the president of us that likes a gun going upside somebody's head.
yes, like
It's fun. We have
what's
fun doing it. I was
happening
like, yeah.
no, see the thing, what we do, like with any movie, especially action movies, I always appreciate a good gun butt.
It just comes out of nowhere.
Oh, there's a good
Yeah.
over and over.
I mean, I need like a good one, like whether it's one that just comes out of nowhere, one that was the transitional gun butt when you hit somebody that blackout real quick, that one, or just a good one where you know they're not gonna shoot him, but they wait for that. They just let everything. Yeah, they let the moment get all intense, and then out of nowhere, bam.
Yeah.
But like my favorite one is always a gun butt with a shotgun.
It's on the back end.
Oh
of the
yeah,
The
man.
shotgun gun butt is like the best.
The back end of
The
the
back end.
Yeah, and, you know, it is just like, but onto the action of it. Was there anything y'all had? Like, was there? Well, of course, because I have the action movies where you got to do stuff over and over and over again.
Yeah.
You already mentioned running. For you, was there anything you had to do multiple times? Just
Like
and
multiple.
Yeah, we had to. There's a scene where Breezy and I are running out of the bank, and so we had to do that quite a few times because she's supposed to like skirt out in the car, and like I dive in the back seat, so we're just like doing it over and over again, which is fun. I got my workout in. It was great.
So how was it like working with Letoya on this movie, just in terms of like, you know, for her character, especially particularly you guys? Did y'all have like a couple moments like?
Yeah, we
dramatic
did.
moments?
She was awesome. Well, I think overall the whole cast is just great. I mean, I didn't get to work with this guy for too much. We got to work a little bit.
Yeah.
But I spent a lot of time with Letoya, and Letoya was planning her wedding at the same time. So like in between takes, we were like helping her plan her wedding, and then we would like start filming, and then we would plan her wedding.
Very
so it was fun.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, because you guys had majority scenes, so that was, where is it? What was that dynamic like for you guys? Because y'all supposed to be married.
Great
couple
chemistry.
and
Yeah.
such.
Similar. I mean, she's a professional. I mean, that's the good thing about working with women who've been doing this since they were young is, in a way, me and Breezy were more of the newer because, you know, child stars, they can almost do it in their sleep. Not saying that it's not challenging, but it's something about doing it and programming this human brain, this mechanism when you were younger to do this, I think gives you a little bit of an edge ahead in this game. So,
I mean, I guess for you guys, since this is like kind of the thing, since you guys basically are at the forefront for this channel doing an action thriller, is this something y'all kind of want to like, hey, can we do a franchise with this, or is it just?
I mean, I just said that earlier today. I think Denise and Sonia weren't dead. I think they drove off into the fire. We never saw them blow up. I mean, they could have
We don't know
blown
how
up
it
and
is.
walked through the other side, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, man, y'all seen that in the life, man. They live.
Still
They went
down
to
for whatever.
Anything
I'm gonna
happening
throw
in
around some
television.
ideas to the network.
I'm pretty sure they'd be down for it because it seems like with TV,
Down for
they're just
whatever
like,
part two.
yeah. I mean,
That-
look, they
no,
give us
that's
ability
not-
to.
see,
You might as well.
You just said it.
Yeah, but
Just
see,
saying.
we don't talk about that.
This was the first time. Now we just heard this is the first time writer, director, and all that. How was that to deal with that to somebody that had no experience?
Well, he wasn't
I
a
wouldn't
first
say-
time writer. Tim has.
I mean, actually, more so director. That's what I mean.
He's not a first time writer.
Oh, really? Okay. Experience then.
He's,
Okay.
he's directed some things before, but I think TV One gave him probably the biggest opportunity
Exactly.
he's had in his career. But he's not. He wasn't new to a set, to writing or directing.
Okay.
Oh, okay. See, we thought.
Just had to make sure. I really had to make sure. I
The
really.
pros that happens with that is they know their script because they wrote it. So it's
And the cons is they know
their
their
script
script.
and they wrote it. Yeah, so it's like
So there was a lot of
that's
stopping,
true.
was there? There was
There's
a lot
of
of.
like, but it's also it's cool because he was involved in all of the process. So it's great when you have someone like that because you can kind of collaborate and like they can bring what their vision is, and then you bring your taste to it. And so
Was there any
collaborate.
difficulty in that? But there was there any
Um,
difficulty in that? Was there any difficulty of trying to
Even in
understand
the
what he
time,
wanted?
even in the times of his passion, because Tim is a very passionate guy about his script, because it's his work. Even in those times, I'm the type of actor that I appreciate someone with convictions, because when I come to you, I have conviction about how I feel about the character and what the character is doing. I don't mind challenging directors. I think to have a perspective, for me, is a much better position to be in front of two people with a perspective, even if they're on the opposite ends of that, than someone who has no opinion and someone who has no idea of where the character is going, where they came from. If you created this character and you don't know, then how the hell are you gonna get me to know?
Right.
And then I may know, because even writers, they never live in the character. That's the beauty of what we all do. It's so important to have directors, writers, and actors. Writers never live in the character. They can write about the character objectively.
Yeah.
But until you act the role, even if you're writing it, you don't know what it's like to live in the character's shoes.
And it's always different once you kind of bring it. It's always different off the page, and
Right, then
so
reading
you
and
can
writing and
have a vision for something you've written, and it turns into something completely different once it's put
completely
together.
different, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I forgot which actor said it, but he was saying his approach was always crafting a backstory for the character going into the role. So I mean, do y'all guys kind of have that?
I do
mentality
that.
going into it all the
I
time?
have a Bible of what I think the character's, where he's from, what he does, what led him to that point, and it may be different than what the director and the writer's idea of. I even have a Bible that a collective story of what happens in between scenes. So
That's awesome.
in your cuts, yeah, you wrote it and you wrote cuts.
Yeah.
But for me as an actor, there's no such thing as a cut.
Creative
I have to
background.
have something. What did my character do in all these times where you chose to cut?
Yeah.
He's still alive. Something happened. He's still existing. So I even do those moments for my characters too.
So it's like a transition. It's like, okay, I'm already
Oh,
into
makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, because there's no such thing as a cut.
Yeah, in the real
Yeah,
world.
there's no such thing as a cut.
And
like,
cut.
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
all right.
it's like, okay, yeah, well, he went to the bathroom. You know, he got shot. You know, he slept with his wife's sister. You know, there's a lot of things that happen in that time, you know?
Yeah, makes perfect
Yeah.
sense, so to speak.
Fill in blank.
Yeah, I mean, because I think we as audience, we tend to do that too. It's like, I wonder what he did after he shot that guy.
Yeah, and then you raise the question as an audience member too.
Word.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that it's cool that you have like a Bible for characters like that, because one actor that I know of who was really excited about a character, and then I think when he went in to actually do the job, the character's the whole backstory, everything completely changed, and that was our boy Ernie Hudson.
Oh man,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
from Winston
changed
From
his
Winston,
whole
they
script
completely
on him.
changed everything.
They changed it.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
supposed to
He-
be like this super scientist, PhDs, and all that stuff.
Which movie?
For the first Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Yeah, he was supposed to be. Yeah, he was supposed to.
So,
Thank
Like,
you.
there's always going to be considered.
You know, something just
Sorry, guys.
no, that's all good.
His character was supposed to be one way, and then they turned it around, and then it was just.
No, see, and I remember how it was. See, originally his character was supposed to be like this ex-special forces demolition guy. Like he's supposed to be like up there, like real, like sharp brother. And he was supposed to come in much earlier in the script, like page 6. And when he went in to film, like got in New York and everything, he didn't show up to like page 50.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
completely changed him.
It does,
And
yeah.
he became like the straight man.
Which is, I mean,
Yeah.
still.
I mean,
it worked.
It happens. It happens. Yeah.
It worked, but in my mind, I'm like, I want version 1 Winston. I want to see that guy.
Page 6.
I'll give a
That
script
guy.
and then I'll love the original and then they go back and edit it and you're just like, oh.
Right.
You just
So,
ruined the movie.
What happened to me?
you know, so I really admire like that whole approach. Like you have like a whole Bible. That's cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like to jump to actually kind of piggyback off of that. When it comes to dealing with, I guess, a black production, it's not so much do you feel a sense of pride there, or do you want to say, hey, I'm gonna give 100,000% because this is us, this is representing us. Do you have that type of feeling going into anything that we produce?
I don't.
Really?
No, I don't believe I have to prove that I'm black because I'm black.
Well, no, not to prove you're
Or
black.
I don't have to enhance anything in my life because it's black, because I'm black. To show
Exactly.
up on,
Exactly.
on screen proves every bit of, 100, giving my 100% because it's us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I represent us.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I don't think, for me, there's no enhancement because it's an all black production or an all white production.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to ask that question because I feel.
But it may be different.
Like, I will, being a part of any or a black production, I automatically do have the mindset of being like, yes, I want us to win. So, like, come on, y'all, we can do this. Like, let's just, have this together. So, I have a positive outlook of just wanting us all to win. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't so much to say that, like, oh, you only want to go half-ass it or something like that. It's just I always have this, well, not even me, but sometimes the audience feel like, oh, it's black, so just push it to the side. And we do that a lot to ourselves.
Yeah.
So I had to ask that question. Like, despite what anybody else
Like
thinks,
half assing it? Because explain that to me.
because there are some people that really think, oh, it's black, so it's ghetto.
They just don't put it up to the same standard.
Yeah, you don't give it to the
Yeah.
same standard.
Yeah.
You don't keep it up to the same standard. And I don't think the actors think that.
What is that? I'm
It's
really
stupid.
uncovering.
First off, it's stupid. I don't
Hold on.
understand.
I'm really trying to uncover your question because I'm really.
It's more so like, because when you see, and this is mainly because we're online so much.
Is it white people stuff? Means
No,
more than black
Because
people stuff?
okay,
No.
I'll give you a good example of it. Like, so there could be a movie, white production movie, white actors, and all that stuff. That's the same thing like y'all guys, and it might be up there to a certain level because whatever and stuff. But then people will look at a black production movie that's the same across the board because it's all black people. And it's like, I don't know, man. This, and it's not.
What is this? Are these black people or?
No, it's
in general.
It's in
It's
general.
You see it all.
But we see it. But you see ourselves. Black people, black audience will say, "Oh,
See,
That's gonna be
this
it.
is the question. What you just said is what I'm trying to.
You do see it a little bit with black people. It's like,
yeah, we do that way more than
We
the
don't
other shit."
really give it
Yeah.
the credit that
Yeah,
we do.
it should get the credit. It should get the credit.
Like,
Got you.
I would say a good example of that would be a movie that we did. We did a podcast on that Jamie Foxx and Tom
Booty
Cruise.
Call.
Yeah, Booty Call. now think. All right, here we are on this. Now, all three of us said, and we came to an agreement. Movie was made in '97, and it's dumb, but
Booty Call?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's dumb, but it's okay. Like you sit back and laugh at, like, okay, this is incredibly silly, but we think about it, and we thought, you know what? If we took this same movie, take out everybody, replace it with with a white cast, this movie would like shot up and like sold like.
Farley Brothers.
Yeah,
it would have been up there like all the
Like,
greatest comedy ever.
Throwing somebody like
Oh,
Seth
like-
Rogen at the helm or
Well,
something.
see-
This thing would have like made bank.
I think that is. I understand what you're saying now.
And if it
I have
was
a
made
clear
today.
understanding of what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just don't think that way.
Oh, go.
Because
Yeah.
well, let me tell you why. I don't think that way because Booty Call is just as important to my people as Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Wait. Now it
you.
depends
I
on Booty Call. And see, this is the thing about black people and black films that we don't give ourselves credit for.
Yes.
Which is the reason why I'm uncovering the question you're asking. We don't give ourselves credit because we don't realize how much our movies mean to our people. If you're trying to compare these movies, apples to apples, oranges to oranges, by far Caucasians' movies fail far more than our movies do. Our people culturally look at film and television as a Bible. It is a truth for us. People obsess about these films. Friday is not only a cult classic, it's a generational classic that has went through from my mother's generation, my father's generation, all the way through to this new generation, which is the reason why he's creating a new one. We have to stop discrediting our own work. It does not mean that it is anything less than, again, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. No, it may not make the money, but white people are 66% of the population.
Exactly.
Do you expect to make as much when you're 17% of the population?
Exactly, bro.
But your 17% of the population and your $3 million you made means something. It doesn't have to make $65 million. In our community, $3 million for a film that Jamie Foxx starred in fucking means something. So I don't subscribe to those types of things because, and I also know that the difference between their films and our films is that our people look at these characters as if they mean so much to us and to them. When they see our movie, we place everything in our lives off of characters we see in film and TV. And that means something. So no, it may not make as much money, but there's nothing to a black woman like Love Jones.
Oh, hell no.
There's nothing to a generation of black women that is like Boomerang, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Jason's Lyric. Like, these are cultural Bibles. So no, they may not make as much money, but they mean just as much. Nia Long is in a way, I'm just giving an example, is our Reese Witherspoon. No. and she should be handled accordingly.
Yeah.
Sanaa Lathan is our Nicole Kidman. You know, and so on and so forth. But it doesn't make them any less.
Way better version.
Way better version.
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I get
You know,
exactly.
I think you gotta stop that narrative.
Exactly.
Because,
And I
you
hate to actually even bring up that question, but I had to just because I always hate it because it's on Netflix. I can treat it this way. Oh, it's on TV One.
It has
or
a stigma.
It has
behind
that
it.
stigma. And here's the best part. The part that hurts me about it, because I don't think about it. I don't keep it on my mind. But what hurts me about it is when I say that. Who's saying that? Ain't a white person saying that. It's a black person saying it.
Well,
And that's
our
what
narrative.
it's our own narrative, and I hate bias. That's not us.
Yeah, it was created through,
you know,
it
the funny
goes
thing
far
is-
back.
but then again, I say that, and then I look at a Will Packer movie. I'm like, why the fuck is this not making millions of dollars?
Well, I'm sorry, Will Packer's movies make bank.
No, I don't talk like the early ones. Like when the early ones, like
Oh, man, when he
what
said-
was it?
Stomp the Yard made so much money.
What was it? Twa.
Y'all gonna go back to the man first and second
Man,
movie?
I love them though. I
Come
love
on,
them
you go
though.
to Twa 10.
Twat.
I watched the top 10 though.
Yeah, but his flaws got him to his thing like a man.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
and
It's
the
a
Twas
journey.
are the same audience that will watch Twa are the same audience that's going out watching, you know, the ones with Idris Elba and all the stuff he's doing.
Well, that's why
He's just gaining
But
bigger
that's why I was
audiences.
appreciating with this movie. It's like it kind of like for us, we grew up with like late 80s and early 90s movies, like all the tropes. Like you and your partner, I was like, oh, 2 days through time, he's going down right now. Boom, he's gonna die. Yes. I knew it was coming because as soon as he started talking, I was like, yep, and here we go, and he's dead. I was like, all right. But I appreciate that because it's like you grew up in an era and you don't see that nowadays in movies and stuff because they avoid that like the plague.
And I hate that
Right.
too because I love always seeing black action movies because I always say you can get a white action movie and a black action movie. They're the exact same plot. The black one version always has hot sauce on it to me, so it's always just a little bit better.
Little
Something's always better. Either the soundtrack's better or that one gunfight was actually really, really good.
Yeah.
So it's
I'll
like-
tell you a good example of the overall thing of what I'm saying is most of the black people that you guys will interview, most of their fans will know them by their characters' names.
Exactly.
Yep.
The other side, the more mainstream, they know the artist name because they separate the artist and the art. We believe and value what we see. So that's why I say it means, it means a lot, even though it doesn't make a shitload of money and it's not an Oscar or whatever. We don't have to always have those types of films, but we do need films that everyday people, that our mamas, grandmamas, and people who ain't going to the movies can watch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want all the movies to go to the fucking theater because all the movies in the fucking theater, my family can't see.
Yeah.
They're not gonna go see.
I think because of the era of where we're streaming now and stuff, that's why
Oh,
I
that's
think
true.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing about it.
Stuff. Because like you said, it's like you have somebody that's a first-time director, TV wants to get an opportunity. You wouldn't get that in Hollywood at all. It's like, I don't know if we can give you the budget for that.
Yeah,
man,
well,
so-
it's all about the crew.
Well, every director is a
I know,
first-time
yeah,
director.
yeah,
You gotta have a first
Yeah,
movie.
you got to start
so-
somewhere. So I like the fact that the channel actually gave him a shot. Like, give him a shot and see what he can do.
Yeah.
So that's always true. I mean, would you guys ever go behind the camera and actually?
Of course, already started.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? What project?
I just did a short film. I co-directed a short film, and about a week ago. And then I also write, and I'm gonna be producing, and so I'm getting behind the camera because I think it's important for more women of color to be back there. And why not start now?
Y'all
young,
like killing it. It's real, for real. There's a
So-
bunch of y'all.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a movement right now.
like
we
they're
gotta
like
do
they done.
it. It's like there's no sense of us being silent or waiting and for our time and our turn. It's just like, dude, we have the tools. We have the tools. One, we're living in an era of social media and all that stuff, so we can just literally film something and put it online and get the attention that we think that it deserves. We don't have to go to the man over there. We can just do it ourselves. The power's in our hands, so why
Get
not
an
do it?
iPhone and just. Let's
You can do
film
it on
now.
your iPhone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This
There's
camera on this
so
10.
many tools.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an incredible.
There was a guy a couple years ago. He filmed. I think it was a Tangerine. He filmed it all on
Yeah, he
iPhone.
filmed
I was like,
it.
you did it on iPhone?
Steven Soderbergh just did his film, Unsane,
Yeah.
with the girl from The Crown
Yeah.
on an iPhone.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Wow, man.
It's a lot.
Like
It's
it's
a lot of
something.
footage.
You have no excuse.
They know it's
There's
good.
no excuse, yeah.
None whatsoever.
I love it.
Yes. On TV side for you, I mean, you know, huh?
I said create your path.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I guess on TV side for both of you guys, I guess for you, starting with you all, and then, you know, everybody hates Chris, just doing that. What was that like being on set with Terry Crews? That dude is a personality. I mean, him and Tashina are both on like personalities.
They are crazy. Okay, so I just recently went to Tashina Arnold's birthday party like a couple weeks ago, and Terry was there, and they're just like, it's obvious. I love them. That's probably one of my, that will forever be my favorite project, probably, and for some reasons. But that chemistry on set was insane, and still the chemistry off set. We haven't been filming for years, but when we get together, it's still that same love, that same energy. Tashina and Terry are always talking shit about each other. Like it's just great. They're phenomenal. Yeah.
I mean,
Hilarious.
for you on the game, I mean, y'all still kind of keep in contact, just. Or y'all-
Yeah, we all keep in contact. We spent 10 years of our life, you know,
I didn't
on that
realize
show.
the show was.
I forgot the
Yeah.
game. The game.
Well,
That was
we were canceled for a little while, and then we came back on BET. We did 3 years on CW, and then 7 years on BET. And it was a little time in there where the deals and stuff were going through, so we were canceled for a little while. But ultimately, it summed up to a decade,
You know, both of y'all.
25, 35.
Yeah. Both of y'all were in legendary shows. I mean it. Not like the game to me, like we're gonna see like probably like the next 10 years. It's gonna be a whole this
remember the
wave.
game?
These wave of like kids that are actually my niece's age. They're like 14 right now, but they were watching it when they were like babies.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a rush. I'm not even
Yeah.
lying. I've seen it already with even comics and all that. You're gonna see it in the next like 10 years. So
Someone-
I love
everybody's gonna come out like, oh man, the game, that was so good.
I love that.
It's gonna happen for you. It's gonna
People have their eras of the game that they like, and I think people always were reluctant to tell me, I hated it when it was on BET, or I hated it when it was on CW. But the truth is, I mean, art is subjective, so I'm open to, you don't have to like everything.
I was a CW one, if you want to know.
Yeah, but see, I love that people
That's
had
really
their
your-
times and
Yeah,
eras
yeah.
that they felt like, oh,
I feel like
wasn't
BET
feeling it the first 2 years on BET, and then I felt like this,
Yeah.
But
I
go
will
ahead,
say I
say.
dropped out of BET one because I only watched a couple episodes and now I had no cable or something like that. But whatever, I just dropped out of it. But I actually caught my niece watching it. I was like, "You like this? Like, I love it." Because she watched everything on Netflix anyway. But like, I love this. I was like, "What season you on? Season 4? Okay."
Thank you, niece.
I mean, was the
Thank you.
transition was it basically kind of like the same once y'all went from CW to BET, or was it?
No, it was a completely different world.
Oh, really?
It was like night and day.
Wow.
We went from being a 4-camera comedy
Yeah.
in our first 2
Nobody.
seasons,
Mhm.
and then the last season we would do on the CW. Sorry, the first 2 seasons on CW we were 4-camera comedy, laugh, track with
It was a
the
laugh
studio
track.
audience.
Oh,
I keep forgetting that was a
Yeah.
laugh track on there. There were
Yeah.
actually legit funny moments. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, and
Then all of a
then in
sudden-
the last season, they took away the laugh track and we started doing more handheld stuff and on location.
Mhm.
Then once we got canceled, we went to BET. We were full-on half-hour drama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People hated it. It ain't funny no more. It's so serious. This and that, the other. So they changed that and then went to single camera comedy. It was
Oh my God.
changed so much.
Like I don't think that
Didn't
like.
even know that was allowed.
I will say,
yeah.
I think there was a bit of whiplash with when it went from
Uh-huh.
comedy to drama and then it went back. I think it was just like,
Y'all know too much.
I will agree with that. I think that's how it was.
You guys threw me off. I remember Burning Sands. I saw you and I was like, hold up, is that the same? What? That's the same. I was like, wow, okay. Like, I mean, what was that like doing that movie?
Oh man, the best. The best. No, it really, really was. I've never gone to college or any of that stuff, so that was my college experience doing that movie. They had the guys and the girls separated. The girls were staying in a hotel. The guys were set up in some dorm room type of situation. So it literally felt like you were in they were in a fraternity, we were in a sorority. We're like, we're gonna go hang out with them. Every night we were up till like 6 in the morning, just talking, playing games. It was a
Wow.
I am forever. That's still a family. Like we texted all the
Especially for a
time.
dramatic movie like that. It's like,
Yeah, we
that's-
definitely had to bond because we spent so much time together. Especially the guys. They were spent so much time. But yeah, amazing. The best.
One more? Last question I gotta ask. Oh, I have one more question.
Okay.
Last question is, I know this won't be the last action movie for either of you, Ron, will it? It won't be the last
Of
one.
course not.
No, not for me, man. I love actually. I mean, a lot of the films I grew up with. You know, Eddie Murphy is one of the reasons why I'm an actor. I love the line of action, comedy, drama that Eddie Murphy is. If I could have a career that I said I would love for it to go in this guy, it would be Eddie's career. Eddie and Will. You know, they are, you know, the holy grail of acting and the reason why. So definitely not for me.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I'm trying to like
You ready to shoot
drive
somebody?
in. I'm trying to like, where we at? You know,
You
no.
try to jump into a car again. That's what it is.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to jump into a car over and over again as many times as I can. Yeah, but yeah, this is definitely not the end of action for me. I want to, but all genres really. It's more comedy, more action, more drama, all of it because it's just fun. Yeah.
It's a lot of work though. You know, I was very
As much as possible.
very surprised at how much stamina it takes to do.
Like your character is, like you said, doing a lot of running and just like
It's
It's
a lot
exhausting.
of coverage and a lot of, you know, doing the same thing over repetition.
Well, appreciate you guys taking time to talk to us.
Thank
It's
you.
very fun
This was
interview.
great.
Actually.
Yeah.
Definitely want to do more.
This was great.
Congrats on the movie, actually.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.